Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another deck profile. Today I'm sharing with you guys a set 15 red-green Clash of Fates Goku, which is an older leader, one that's always been good like here and there though, and it's definitely been played red-green historically. It just fits red-green really well, but we'll talk about that in the deck profile. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss a video. And if you guys want to help support the channel, many ways to do so down in the description. But if you want to buy or pre-order any of the cards you see in today's video, you can use my link in the description to TCG Play. It really does help out a lot. But anyways, we'll get into the profile. So with this leader, right, we're playing Goku because we want cards in the drop area. We're playing a red-green build, and one of the main cards you want in the drop is a red-green card so the leader can pitch it. You really have two options for this type of deck. I think you could also play set 10 Goku. He's basically just an attack, burst 3, draw 1. But I like Goku's burst 2 better because it lets you control what goes into your drop area by pitching a card from your hand specifically. So you don't necessarily have to rely on the random mill as much. And if you happen to draw the cards you want in your drop area, you can definitely just put them there with the leader. I like the backside too for a big beefy double strike. I've never been a big fan of set 10 Goku because while the board wipe effect is very powerful, critting 2 life is always a really steep cost, and you have to block with a battle card early in order to get him flipped over early, which is not always super feasible. But anyways, that's why I'm playing this leader. I will say this list is much more of a concept than anything tried and true, which is more of what I've put together based on how I want the deck to look and play. Things can definitely change, and I'll talk about some of those things as we get more into the profile. But anyways, the reason I put this deck together is because of Speed Rush Son Gohan. If you guys saw the video from a few days ago where I talked about the slept on cards in set 15, Speed Rush Son Gohan is possibly one of my favorite cards of the set because it enables the dependable brother Son Gohan. So real quick, Gohan is a counter attack. He becomes a 2 cost during your opponent's turn, and mostly what you're going to do, especially in this deck, you're going to play him and draw a card when you negate with him. Now you really want to time it up to where it's basically you're gonna be your opponent's last attack for the turn, because he is going to come into play in rest mode, so your opponent can attack him. So you do want to kind of time it up where your opponent's probably not going to have any more attacks for the turn, and if you do that successfully going into your next turn, you have dependable brother Son Gohan. So you have all this for 2 over Speed Rush. When you play him, you draw a card, and then if you have no other battle cards in play, you can play a green Goten and a green Trunks with cost of 4 from the drop, and we'll get into the main target with that in a second. But I'm also playing 2 Gohan opposing the demon. This is a card I'm just trying out for right now. I honestly don't love it all that much, but I did want to try it out. The activate main is kind of okay. Choose one of your leader cards, Unison cards, switch it to rest mode, then choose all your opponent's battle cards to get minus 15,000 power for the turn. This could possibly just be more of like a side deck card than anything. I think that pseudo board wipe effect is kind of cool, but like, I think a lot of things are going to be over 15k where this is not going to be able to wipe them, and it's going to be just more annoying than anything. It is kind of nice that it's a deflect battle card, but this can definitely be cut. But this does give us 10 red cards in the deck, and we're playing a red-green deck where we don't necessarily want to actually charge red-green energy. We want to charge green for at least like the first 1 or 2 turns of the game, and then charge a red after that. So you do want to have manual reds to charge. So Gohan could be something else, maybe just like a 1-drop that draws a card, something like that. Now for the main card you want to bring out off of Dependable Brother, that's going to be Gohan Goten Familial Bonds. This is the whole point of this combo and why Speed Rush Son Gohan kind of makes this a bit more feasible. So Alliance Red Green's card gains power equal to the total power of cards, switch to rest mode by this card's skill, and triple strike for the duration of the battle. Auto in this card, when you play this card, activate this skill for the duration of the turn. When your opponent uses a skill to play a battle card, your opponent chooses 2 cards from their life and places them in the drop area. So this effect is super strong, but at the same time it is definitely weak to certain things. So because you're going to be playing this guy by a skill, your opponent's gonna be able to counterplay with like Frieza Charismatic Villain, for example, before you actually put this guy in play, and they're going to be able to do that and pop this. Now you can play certain answer cards to Charismatic Villain, like Focus Breakthrough, for example, so that's not too big of a deal. This is also a little bit weak to God Slaying Technique Trunks, so keep that in mind. But besides that, like against Yellow, for example, where they're not really going to be counterplaying with battle cards per se, if they want to use like Mecha Freezer, Robotic, or Post, or any negate that comes into play, this is a very strong skill. So again, this is not like a, you know, breaking the meta type of deck or anything, but it does have its strong points and its weak points. I thought I would kind of just point those out to you guys. Trunks the Helping Blast is a card that I like. It's not super essential in the deck, but it does help you get alliance going for Gohan Goten. I really wish you could play it off of the Dependable Brother Gohan, but unfortunately it has to specifically be a 4 cost, so that's kind of annoying, but I've always liked it. The Blocker Revenge is actually pretty relevant for me a lot of the times, because with a red-green deck, you're being somewhat more aggressive, and they kind of need these attacks to like clear your battle cards or put pressure onto you, so the revenge blocker is kind of nice. 4 copies of Defending Father Paragus, probably the best super combo you could play, honestly. We will get into the rest of the profile though, but real quick guys, a word from today's video sponsor. Dragon Ballers, real quick before we get into today's video, just want to share something with you guys that I am very excited about. PPG is going to be hosting the Pro Support TCG weekend in Dallas, Texas, the weekend of November 6th. It's going to be a giant TCG convention weekend hosting all your favorite games, obviously Dragon Ball Super, Digimon, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, and more. Tournaments for all those. I'm actually going to be there commentating the Dragon Ball Super side of things, the main event on Saturday, the side events on Sunday. I absolutely cannot wait. And if you guys missed out on Gen Con or heard me talk about how much fun that was, you're 110% going to want to be at the Pro Support TCG weekend. The other great thing too is it's just 2 weeks before Nationals, the biggest Dragon Ball Super tournament of the year, so you get some invaluable practice there. But besides that, it's a convention. It's going to be so much fun, especially for those of you guys like me that just absolutely love trading card games. Definitely check it out. The link to sign up will be in the description. I really hope to see you guys there. Now let's get into the video. Alright guys, do hope to see you at the Pro Support TCG weekend. We're back into the profile. So we are playing 4 copies of Demigod Unison. This is our main turn 1 play. So again, you do want to just charge a manual green on turn 1 most of the time. This is just the best Unison to play in a red-green deck from what I've found, because you're going to be playing different colors of energy. So you want to make sure you have a green Unison that's not too difficult to play. Like if you're playing a Piccolo Jr. deck, for example, where you want red and green charged on turn 2, you can't really play a 2-cost green Unison. In this deck, you could probably get away with it because you don't really need red until probably about turn 3 or so. But still, it's a really good Unison to play. Helps you get Awaken, which is another problem in this deck where you don't have inherent self-awaken. So having a card that helps you do that's pretty good. Frieza Charismatic Villain, of course, one of the best counterplays in the game. We're playing 4 copies. I'm not playing Zamasu, Deity's Wrath, which you could definitely play. It is actually a really nice card to have in a deck like this, where you have a leader that untaps 2 on Awaken. But I'm not playing it for space reasons, and we do have other ways to use our energy in this deck. And we're playing 3 Dormant. Dormant is like not super essential right now because aggro is not all that crazy at the moment, but having 3 still feels pretty comfortable as just like your floodgate of choice. I think 3 is a fine number for now though. If you're going to play this in a best of 3, probably side the 4th. That's probably fine. And then we have a Krillin Goku package. So this is another reason why we're playing this leader specifically. So Krillin calling for help, permanent. If your leader card is a green Goku and it's flipped to its back, increases card's energy cost by 3 in all areas, and it gains blocker. So that's pretty annoying that you can't really play this guy for 1 once you're awakened, but when you are unawakened, he's just a 1-drop draw card, and the fact that it becomes a 4-drop blocker once you're awakened is pretty important. We also have Krillin Steadfast Defender, who's a blocker, permanent sparking 10, reduce energy cost of this card in your hand by 2, and then auto when this card's played, draw 2, then choose a card in your hand and place it in your drop. So this card being a 2-drop filter that also blocks is nice. We also have Goku Allies in the Heart, which is a very cool card for a few reasons. So he's a 2-drop 10k deflect, place 1 card from your life in your drop area. When you play this card from your hand, play up to 1 green Krillin with an energy cost of 4 and blocker from your deck or drop, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So Krillin Steadfast Defender is our main target for that. Auto, pay 2 green, one of your green Krillin cards with an energy cost of 4 is KO'd. Play up to 1 mono green Goku with an energy cost of 5 from your deck or drop area on top of this card, with its skills negated for the turn, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So we're probably not going to use that effect very much, but what Goku Allies in the Heart does is brings out our Krillin Steadfast Defender and lets us set up for Final Showdown Son Goku, which is actually a pretty crazy card. Like, you got to think about it this way. The way they've like just nerfed so much free play in the game, you got to kind of look for free play wherever you can get it, and Final Showdown Goku is one of the ways to do that. So it's double strike. When a Krillin card with energy cost of 4 or more in your battle area is KO'd by your opponent, if your leader is green or black, play this card from your hand. You can't play Final Showdown Goku for the duration of the turn. Then auto, when you play this card from your hand, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and KO it. So you block, you get to play this guy for free, you produce 25k double striker for big pressure, and you're also popping another battle card defensively, which is really good. And we are playing 2 copies of Kaioken Goku Decisive Battle. Now, there have been a couple videos where I've been ranking on this card, and I still, believe all those points, but I think in a deck like this, where you have Dormant, and you have Krillin blockers and other forms of defense, I think it's okay to play this guy when it's necessary, when you really need to remove your opponent's board, and hopefully you'll just be able to fight through the fact that your leader is 5k for the next turn. Again, Dormant plus blocker can be a really good way to do that, so you want to set that up specifically. So basically what you do is you'll play Goku Allies in the Heart, which will get you the Krillin, which sets up the Final Showdown Goku play, And then whenever you need to, you just evolve into Kaioken Goku Decisive Battle, pop 2 guys ignoring barrier, get 2 huge dual attack double strikes, and then unfortunately you lose him at the end of the turn and your leader gets -10. But I think again in those turns where either you need to be more aggressive with a dual attack barrier double strike, or you just need to really clear your opponent's board, this is a pretty good way to clear 3 battle cards ignoring barrier, which is kind of crazy. Not a lot of decks can really do that. And then finally, just for the secret rare of choice, we are playing the Supreme Kai of Time. I just think being able to remove Unison is just way too important. But this could be so many things. This could be Harrion's Lineage. This could be the new Pan SCR in set 15. This could be Primal Carnage. This could be a lot of things. And we are playing 2 copies of Homicidal Clones just because it is one of the best cards to play in mono green for being defensive. And it can help get you from 5 to 4 if you really need to get Awakened. But anyways, guys, that is going to wrap it up today. Again, more of a conceptual list than anything else, but I wanted to share this with you guys because I'm really excited about Speed Rush Gohan. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.